Sigma Spider, climbed up the skibidi spout. And that Sigma is you, Top Sigma, yes you, watching this video right now. And I am Saber Silver. I'm here to take a look at the TF2 Mercs to find out which ones are the most top G skibidi alpha males. Okay, I'm done. In social hierarchies, different roles often represent various personality traits and behaviors which can influence how individuals will interact with each other. The Sigma is the lone wolf, independent and self-resilient, operating outside of traditional social structures and doing things on their own terms. The Alpha is the leader. They are assertive and dominant. They often take charge of situations and often command respect from others. The Beta is a supportive and loyal type, typically following the Alpha's lead, but still offering some strength and stability within the group by themselves. The Delta is the worker, focused on contributing to the team in a practical, task-oriented manner, often blending into the group without seeking attention. The Gamma is the outsider, often more intellectual or introspective, preferring to avoid conflicts and seek comfort in personal pursuits rather than group dynamics. And lastly, the Omega is the outcast, detached from the traditional hierarchy and often misunderstood and operating on the fringes, but still playing a vital role in their own way. With these roles in mind, I have this tier list to place the Mercs in. Now let's begin. Scout's gameplay reflects his personality traits in several ways. As the fastest class in the game, Scout excels in mobility, and features a 2x capping bonus, allowing him to be a great team player towards the objective with his speed. His weapons, such as the Mad Milk and the Fano War, reflect his role as a supportive teammate, allowing him to assist others by applying debuffs to the enemies. While Scout can dish out high damage with his scattergun, his gameplay reveals that he can be very vulnerable, often using hit-and-run playstyles rather than committing to a single fight. In terms of character and lore, Scout is portrayed as a cocky and confident and a bit of a show-off. However, this cockiness is juxtaposed by his vulnerability. Despite his self-assurance, he is not the smartest and he is not the strongest, and his attempts to oppress often backfire. Scout's relationship with his family shows that he is the weakest sibling out of 8, which only adds to him being overcompensating. While he aspires to be a leader, his actions often reveal immaturity and self-doubt, making him want to come across more of a follower than a true alpha. Despite literally being God's gift to woman, his tendency to overstate his abilities while often failing in comparison to others adds layers to his character, showing him to be both endearing and a bit pathetic at times. Scout fits firmly into the beta male category. His confidence and brashness are often overshadowed by his flaws and vulnerabilities, and while he tries to lead, his immature personality and reliance on others prevent him from truly standing out as an alpha or a sigma. Scout is more of a supportive player. Coupled with his need for attention and validation, this solidifies him as a beta male. Someone who plays an important role, but lacks the dominant or maturity of a higher rank in the hierarchy. Soldier is a flexible class. He can operate as a solo roamer, utilising the gunboats for mobility, or as a team player, using his banners to rally and support his teammates. This makes him a reliable presence on the battlefield. He can adapt to both offensive and defensive situations, and his strengths and versatility along with his ability to buff his team makes him one of the most respected classes. Whether he's charging in with rockets or boosting his team's power, Soldier is consistently dependable, be it in both casual and competitive play. Soldier is a chaotic force of nature, embodying an unyielding sense of patriotism, aggression, and delusion. He fights for honor and discipline, though his understanding of these concepts is often nonsensical. Having participated in wars that never existed, his energy and intensity is infectious, with his chaotic leadership rallying his team to charge forward with his banners. His chaotic charisma, though terrifying, inspires those around him, and his personal life is just as unconventional. He manages to find a mate in Heavy's sister, and manages to start a family after the 7th comic. Soldier's unique brand of leadership while unorthodox, is effective in its own way. Soldier is the epitome of an alpha, but not the conventional kind. He commands attention through sheer force of will, aggression, and charisma. Even though his approach is more chaotic and calculated, he doesn't seek approval or validation from others. He still manages to inspire respect and loyalty through his sheer insanity and results. He leads with raw power, fearlessness, and a strong, if not terrifying, presence, making him a dominant figure in any situation. Pyro's gameplay reflects their unpredictable and chaotic nature. As a team support, Pyro can provide crucial assistance via air blasting projectiles away from his teammates or extinguishing them while they're on fire. Additionally, he can use weapons such as the Homewrecker to provide assistance to the engineer. This firmly places Pyro away from traditional leadership or even social interactions, instead focusing on just support, or when in combat, thriving on chaos using their flamethrower. In terms of character, Pyro remains one of the most enigmatic figures in the game. Their true identity, their motives, and even what gender they are shrouded in mystery, leaving fans to speculate who or what they really are. What is clear is Pyro's obsession with fire, seen through a distorted, childlike sense of reality with the Pyroland. Pyro finds joy in setting things and people on fire, with no clear ambition or alignment beyond their love for flames. Pyro doesn't seek validation, social status, or leadership roles. They simply exist in their own world, disconnected from the expectations of others, and driven solely by their chaotic love for fire. This firmly places Pyro in the Omega male category. They are detached from the social hierarchy, neither seeking to lead nor to follow, and seem perfectly content with their solitary existence. Their lack of interest in climbing social ranks or impressing others places them outside the competition for dominance, instead choosing to focus on their own personal obsession with fire. Pyro is happy in a world of their own bubble, unconcerned with society's expectations and embodying the laid-back, non-competitive traits of an Omega. Demoman's gameplay highlights his powerful and destructive nature. As a solo destroyer, he is capable of taking out enemies on his own with high damage potential from his grenades and his sticky bomb launcher. His focus on creating mayhem and chaos makes him a force to be reckoned with, though his playstyle doesn't lend itself to traditional team support. Demoman excels at handling situations independently, dealing with enemies or objectives by himself, and relies heavily on his raw destructive power rather than any collaborative effort. His lack of team-oriented abilities reinforces his solitary, self-sufficient approach to the game. In terms of personality, the Demoman is a chaotic and unpredictable figure. He is constantly drunk, just like any other person from the United Kingdom. His impulsive behavior and love for explosives makes him a dangerous and volatile character who embodies chaos. The Demoman is fiercely independent, relying on his own abilities to solve problems rather than looking for others for support. He doesn't possess any leadership qualities, nor does he seek them, instead choosing to focus on his own personal destruction and self-sufficiency. His behavior is erratic, and while he's highly capable, his lack of interest in teamwork or collaboration places him outside of the traditional hierarchy. Now you would think that all of this would make the Demoman into the first Sigma male. However, I'm going to actually place him in the Delta category, since his over-reliance and addiction to alcohol stops him and holds him back. His alcoholism strips away any discipline and self-resilience, turning this Sigma male into a withdrawn, struggling Delta male. The heavy weapons guy is the team's backbone, with a focus on control and positioning and protection. As a tank, he holds most choke points and protects objectives, and provides devastating firepower to melt down enemies. His high health pool and immense strength allows him to be a devastating presence on the battlefield, but his slow speed and high ammo consumption means that he relies on his teammates, particularly the medic and the engineer, for healing and resupplying ammo. Despite his physical dominance, Heavy is a team player who works best with others, offering supportive items like the sandwiches and ensuring the team's survival while maintaining a strong offensive presence. In terms of personality, Heavy is the gentle giant, a calm and thoughtful individual who enjoys the quiet moments of life, such as reading Russian literature or spending time with his family. His relationship with his mother and sister is deep and meaningful, grounding him despite his violent profession. His loyalty to his teammates, especially Medic, runs deep, as their bond goes beyond just combat and healing. It's an emotional connection. Mandatory get behind me, Doctor. Heavy fits firmly into the alpha category. Though he exemplifies a more reserved, dependable version of leadership, his leadership comes from his physical presence, his protective instincts, and his dedication to those he trusts. Heavy doesn't rebel or assert himself through loud actions. Instead, he simply does that part with his dignity and reliability, making him the quiet but unshakable pillar of the team. Engineer's gameplay is centered around support and strategy, where his role is vital to the team's success. He builds teleporters, dispensers, and sentry guns in order to assist his teammates, enhancing their effectiveness on the battlefield, without seeking any glory or confrontation for himself. Compared to the other classes, his role is far more passive, preferring to watch his machines work while avoiding direct conflict. His ideal gameplay involves setting up his sentry gun and letting the enemies come to him, providing ammo and healing with the dispenser, and mobility to his team with the teleporters, all while he stays out of the spotlight. His self-sufficiency means that he doesn't need constant protection from anyone else, yet he provides invaluable support, ensuring the success of the team without actively engaging in combat. The engineer is a brilliant but humble figure. He holds 11 PhDs and is one of the smartest individuals in the TF2 universe, capable of creating hundreds of groundbreaking technologies. Engineer fits into the Gamma category. While he is highly knowledgeable and helpful, his tendency to avoid conflict and focus on his own strengths places him outside of more dominant social hierarchies. He is not interested in fame or leadership, but instead operates with quiet competence and self-sufficiency. The engineer is content in his non-conformist role, where he does his part for the team without drawing attention to himself. He doesn't bother to get caught up in ego battles or theatrical conflicts, simply focused on the function and progress and improvement for his team. Medic's gameplay revolves around supporting his team while maintaining a unique position of power. Although he cannot easily kill on his own, his ability to provide overcharge gives his team temporary invincibility as long as other powers, making him an essential character for battlefield control. Despite his weakness in direct combat, his power comes from the way he empowers others, making him a paradox, reliant on teammates to survive, but simultaneously enabling them to dominate. While some players may try to experiment with a battle medic playstyle, his true potential is realized when he works with others, contributing to the team's success through his supercharges rather than direct actions. Medic is a chaotic genius, obsessed with pushing the boundaries of science at the cost of his own morality. He is notorious for gruesome experiments with a complete lack of ethical consideration, treating his teammates as test subjects for his dangerous experiments. His past is shrouded in mystery, with him having lost his medical license due to unethical practices. Despite this, he is still highly skilled. While the medic is power-hungry, he is not power-hungry in the sense of the hierarchy. Instead, he simply cares about redefining life and death on his own terms. Medic fits into the Omega category. He doesn't adhere to traditional hierarchies or power structures. Instead, he exists as a detached loner, seeing his teammates more as test subjects for his twisted experiments rather than his equals. He does not care about typical dynamics of leadership or of social structure. He operates in his own realm, focused solely on his experiments and knowledge. His lack of direct engagement in the frontline combat and his role as an essential yet outside figure places him firmly in the Omega position. Sniper's gameplay revolves around staying distant and operating independently. He focuses on taking out enemies from afar with his sharpshooting skills. His role is about precision and control, not direct team support. While he can use items like the Jarate or the Sydney Sweeper to provide some indirect support with Jarate effects, his primary job is to eliminate threats quickly and efficiently. Sniper is the embodiment of the lone wolf. He is reserved, detached, and he does not seek validation or recognition from his peers. He does not crave glory, power, or attention. He simply wants to do his job and do it well. Sniper is calm, focused, and silent. His approach to both combat and life reflects this. He doesn't engage with the social dynamics of the team, nor does he try and rise through any hierarchy. His interest lies solely in personal mastery, and the satisfaction of executing his job with perfection. Sniper fits into the Sigma male category. He's not an alpha seeking leadership or control, nor is he a beta or an omega who fits into a structured dynamic. Instead, Sniper thrives outside of the traditional social frameworks. Content in his independence and self-sufficiency, his stoic, self-reliant nature and focus on solitary skill development makes him a quintessential Sigma. A lone operator who remains indifferent to the drama or dynamics of the team, he's all about getting the job done. And finally, we have made it to Spy, whose entire personality and gameplay is being a master of deception, strategy, and manipulation. Nothing in his kit can provide any support to his teammate, aside from his sapper, which could indirectly provide it by disabling sentry guns, but aside from that, the Spy is by himself, a lone wolf. So I'm just going to do this. You've seen the montages, you've seen the players. Spy is a Sigma male. So there we have it, the most Sigma TF2 video of all time. If you thought this was good, consider subscribing, if you want to be the real top G Alpha Sigma. Did I get anything wrong? Disagree with my opinions? Think I missed something? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, or found it interesting, consider giving it a like, sharing it, and possibly even subscribing. And thank you for getting to the end.